was a valuable lesson. Keep your head down when you hear the snaps, and when you hear the zings, go ahead and put your head up and try and find the muzzle flash. And
you think working in the butts at the rifle range?
It did help.
Okay.
It did help with that. For me, anyways. I don't know if it helps for other people, but I know when I recognize that sound, that means it's real close. Keep your head down. And then when I started to hear the zing, and I don't know where that came from, but I definitely put that together. When I heard the zing, I was like, all right, it's further away. And then maybe I used common sense, or maybe someone told me and I just don't remember. But you know, the round's further away, so you've got a longer time where you're hearing that, you know, break the sound barrier.
So, when this guy was shooting at you, did you hear any zings or snaps?
Yeah, there was snaps.
Okay, so rounds were snapping over you.
Yeah, there was, and they were impacting the post also. It was, you know, concrete walls of the post.
Okay, so you heard rounds thumping. So like, the guy wasn't shooting at somebody else. He was shooting at you.
Yeah, there was definitely.
So that was probably the first time you ever took, like, somebody was aiming in at you.
Yeah. Right? Well, there was a few of us up in the post, and it was like when I got up in the post, all of a sudden, like, rounds starting to get shot at. So to me, I was like, finally. You know, it's sad and stupid. Like when you look back, it's like, man, how stupid, you know. But like that's why we do what we do, I guess. You know, to experience that. Like that's why people keep joining the Marine Corps, so that they can experience things that I don't want to experience anymore. But I still will go and do it.
So like the Marines for the first time with the OIF1, where there were no firefights. And
they're still like
they're upset.
We want to see what those guys saw in Hussein, but it's like, no, you don't. You don't want to see that. But
by the time you were excited that you were taking fire.
Yeah, we were finally doing what we were trained to do. You know, finally living up to the name, I guess.
So this was around the Ministry of Oil, and you were in one of the guard towers.
Yes.
And you're taking fire from this big tin shed.
Yeah, that was about it. And then Link and them boys, they got the kill over on the other side of the building.
Like, they were confirmed, huh?
Yeah. Like, Link had to go, and, like, after everything was all said and done, like, Link had to go see the chaplain and stuff. Like, you know, to make sure that he was okay with, and I know Link well enough, he was like, yeah, so what? I killed a dude. Guy needed to die. Like, that's just how I see, like, Link would be like, yeah, whatever, like.
Oh, so he was ordered by the... okay, it wasn't Link.
It wasn't like Link was like, I need to go see the chaplain, I'm really messed up. No, like, they just need to make sure, like, I guess, like, that's how they did things. Because they weren't used, I don't know if they were, it was all new to everybody, I guess.
Yeah.
So.
First time in combat.
Yeah.
So after the Ministry of Oil was cleared, what do you recall happened? Because like I said, I understand this was 5+ years ago, and like I said, your memories are pretty hazy. Do you remember anything particular after that? Because I recall something about you're still moving tracks around the city. Tracks are kind of tearing things up. You're referring to looting going on. And
well, the looting I remember was at the Ministry of Oil. You know, during the duration that we stayed there, we stood different posts. I remember standing one of the front post, like to the very front of the building, which was on the main, you know, thoroughfare that drove, you know, where all the vehicles passed by. And we were actually in a, like, our post was in a little garden. And we dug the garden out, and then we like had our concrete front. Like it was a concrete, you know, that they filled with dirt, and we dug it out, and that was our little fighting position.
Okay.
But I remember watching all the people, and like everybody's vehicles were packed to like the hilt with just miscellaneous shit that they had stolen from buildings that had been abandoned, you know, because of the fighting and stuff like that. People stealing brand new buses. Like, what do you need a bus for? I don't know, but it's free, so I'm going to take it, you know.
So, I mean, even at that time as a PFC, you felt, or did you feel that things were kind of getting out of hand, or?
As far as, like, looting?
The looting was concerned.
Well, the Iraqis were it was like there was no police. There was no one, you know, it was like I don't know how to describe it really. Like just think now, like if some other country came in and like shut off all our government and all our police left, you know, because police at one point were, I want to say, were deemed enemy because they had been shooting at us, you know, so they're like, yeah, we're shooting at police too. So, you know, it was a uniformed fighting force. I never had to shoot any, so I never had to, you know, come to that decision or anything like that. So, so there was no police, there's no government, there's no protection at all for these people's things, and like all the, you know, the bad Iraqis or the ones, you know, the looters just went and took what they wanted.
Oh, so this wasn't just everybody looting, was it?
I don't think so. Like I would have.